Hi loves, welcome back. In less than 4 minutes, I'm gonna teach you how to make this beautiful halter neck backless top. And if this is something you're interested in, do wait to keep watching and subscribe to my channel. So this fabric is a leftover fabric from the jumpsuit that we made on this channel. If you've not seen that video, go check it out. So this is not up to ½ inch. What I did was just to fold my fabric in two places, and I'll just go ahead to measure the length at which I want this top to stop. And as you can see, I wanted this to stop at 15 inches because I wanted this to sit on my top waist, which is 17 inches. So I marked 15. Then later on, I'll be adding a band of 2 inch on the down part. So I'll just go ahead to take my hip measurement on that area because I wanted it to be a bit free for my bust area. So I also go in by 1 inch for the sewing allowance and 1 inch for ease allowance. So on my waist area, I did the same thing, but I just took off 1 inch from the actual measurement that we have, and I'm going to connect with a straight line. Why? Because I wanted this to wrap properly well at the back and not just only at my front area. So I'll just go ahead to connect that line, and I'll also go ahead to cut the piece, as you can see. So the next thing I'm going to do is to mark my armhole, and I'll just divide my armhole by 2 and go down by 1 inch, and I'll connect that line like so. From where we have the startup line, I'm going to curve that line like so. So we have a bit of an armhole curve on that area, and I went ahead to cut and notch on both sides. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold with ½ inch on the side and further fold again with ½ inch. I'll do the same thing on the other side, and I'll go ahead to sew with a straight stitch and create a loose stitch on that end. I've gone ahead to cut that band that I said that we're going to be needing to finish the down parts. So what I have here is 5 inch. I'm going to go ahead to mark that line. So this depends on the length that you want. So me, I'm just using the remaining fabric that I have, and I'm going to show you guys what we have here. So what I have here is 20 something. That means we're having 40 something on that end. Okay, so I'm also going ahead to cut this part. This will be what we'll be using to fix on the top part. I'll go ahead to stitch this part. I'm gonna ahead to hem the side of my top on both sides, and I've also gone ahead to create a loose stitch on that end, and I just gather it to have like 3 by 3 on my neck area because I want it to be like a turtleneck. So what I did was just to cut that fabric because I don't have enough fabric, and I'm going to also go ahead to join it like so. And afterwards I got the midpoint, where the midpoint of that neck, and mind you, what I have here, I want at the end I'll be left with 1 inch on the width, and I went in to mark the 3 inches that I left, or 3.5. I think I did 3.5 on both sides, and I stitched around, leaving just 7 inches where I'm going to go ahead to put the gathers. So what you're going to do is the midpoint that we notch, I'm going to match it up with the midpoint of my rope, and I'm going to also go ahead to stitch that part straight. And after I was done, this is what I have, guys. So what you're going to do is to fold and further fold again to sit on where you stitch at that point. I'll go ahead to pin that down, and I will stitch straight down. So at this point, make sure that you're stitching or you're sewing just a bit close to where you stitched before, so you have a clean finish. I've gone ahead to do that, and this is what I have for my neck part. Like we did to the neck area, we're going to do the same thing, match the midpoint to the midpoint, and this time around the down part was not gathered, so we're going to sew a straight stitch on that area and further fold like we did to the front. Yes, to subscribe, do wait to subscribe and like. Bye.